welcome to another edition of the VOD Weekly News Recap. I am Njie. Good evening. The Cancer Confrontation Care and Consolation The Gambia on Saturday 14th held its annual Pink October campaign at the Bundung Maternal and Child Health Hospital. CG3 was able to screen 685 women for breast and cervical cancer. The First Lady, Madam Fatoumata Barbaro, highlighted that her motive is to work and focus on advocacy by promoting capacity building trainings for healthcare workers and to be able to deal with breast cancer disease in the Gambia.
With continued commitment and partnership with like 3CG, I am confident that we will gradually improve to be able to deal with cancer in the Gambia. In conclusion, I wish to thank the Cancer Confrontation, Cancer and Care and Consolation for organizing this laudable initiative. I want to take this opportunity to reiterate my support in the fight against cancer in the Gambia. We are in this together. I wish you all a successful campaign and thank you.
The Minister of Health, Dr. Amadou El Samadi, during the event emphasized the need for more sensitization of breast and cervical cancer for women because he believes that they are the most affected ones in which their productivity is at its highest. He further said that his ministry will not only stop at Bundung Maternal and Child Health Center for the screening program, but would be going to Tendabar and other places to develop the cervical cancer detection guidelines and further disclose that they have started to partner with international agencies to support cancer and provide facilities.
To ensure that we have enough capacity when it comes to health facilities, to ensure that we have the resources, the equipment, the supplies, and to ensure that we have adequately trained people who will provide the services for this country. And the march has started. With that instruction, as a ministry, we formed the National Cancer Control Program for the first time in the history of this country. I think the team has been doing very well, and they deserve a big round of applause.
The Minister for Gender, Children and Social Welfare, Fatih Kinte, also urged the women that came for the screening that they should not only come and get screened, but to also make sure that they sensitize others about it.
Today we can see a lot of women in this facility. A clear indication is that women are now becoming aware of their health issues. We should make sure that cancer awareness becomes a household word in the Gambia. Let's make sure that we talk about it. Although, yes, I can agree, we are all guilty of only doing a screening and a test when we feel sick. But then I feel we shouldn't wait until we feel sick and come for a test or a screening. It should be in our calendar. We should have a calendar during which we make sure that in a particular time of the year, we go to a facility and do a test and a screening.
She added that next month she would be having a meeting with the women councils to make sure that breast awareness screening and testing will be part of their agenda to be able to do more on sensitization of breast cancer disease in their communities.
At the Ministry of Gender, we are concerned about women and children. And our lady councillors, who are the grassroots working with our staff, get sensitized most of the time.
Musukuta Kujabi, a beneficiary, said that she is overwhelmed with the initiative, which she said people pay thousands to hospitals if they want to be screened. But with this free screening, she is able to bring her daughters to get checked. She further urged her fellow women to get breast cancer screening in order to be at the safer side. CG3 annually hosts a free breast and cervical cancer screening to help increase cancer awareness, early detection, support, and treatment. The International Voluntary Mental Health Organization grew 50 mahogany trees at the Abuka Nature Reserve on Saturday, 14th October 2023 as a contribution to the fight against climate change and deforestation. Solomon Correa, CEO of the International Voluntary Mental Health Organization, highlighted that the organization has been working to make sure mental health is treated equally, just like physical health, because it is a problem that affects everyone, be it in families, workplaces, or communities.
We must do as possible to prevent mental ill health as individual and as a society. We will continue to create awareness and call on national and local government to prioritize by reducing the factors known to pose the risks to people with mental health.
He expressed that a lot of people after being released from hospitals easily relapse because of the stigma and discrimination they face in the community due to the lack of holistic treatment from people within the society.
And the holistic approach treatment can only come in when the society is playing their role, because these are people that come from society and they need to be reintegrated back to community, and community need to welcome them and see their sickness as any other sickness, not as a sickness that is discriminated, a sickness that is isolated, a sickness that is not recognized. These are people that need help.
The International Voluntary Mental Health Organization is a charity mental health organization that has for over 6 years been working to ensure that mental health is treated equally just as physical health. Various students from the School of Education Faraba raised concerns about the issues they face at the newly built campus in Faraba. In an interview, Demba Mfati, a student at the School of Education Faraba, highlighted that some of the challenges he's facing at the university is a sudden change on the timetable from Dow's Hall to Faraba campus.
I started coming here last week. Then it was not too hectic because the number of students were not many compared to yesterday. That's the day before yesterday on Monday, when School of BPA and ICT joined us. So Monday it was hectic, but we have seen so many improvement, that is yesterday and today, due to the efforts of the student union together with the Ministry of Higher and Secondary Education in partnership with GTSC. They have now provided us enough buses, that is taking students from Brikama to Faraba.
However, he said despite those challenges, the seating arrangements at the Faraba campus is much better compared to Birkama and Kanifing because there is no scrambling for chairs.
Where students will be moving around from one class to another to pick chairs. But here almost all the classes are furnished and they are all accommodating the students, the number of students per class. So there is not like a scrambling for chairs in Faraba campus here.
Musaba, fourth-year student at the School of Education Faraba, expressed that during his first days of lectures, they had issues with bus transportation, but lately there has not been any transportation issues.
But then on the campus here, we noticed some challenges in the areas of the smart boards. Some classes, the smart boards are not fixed on the wall, and then some classes have no furniture. We have enough classrooms. Accommodating students is not a problem. The number of classrooms that are here are okay. Can accommodate all those who are under School of Education. The environment is conducive because we have ample space. Probably maybe some seats within the empty space for leisure time, because like you cannot come here, have a lecture in the morning and decide to go back and come back maybe for 2 o'clock lecture. You have to stay, you need that seat, because if you look at within the environment, we have few of them here for leisure time, which cannot accommodate all those students under the School of Education. So that is with regards to that. But then when it comes to the general environment, to be honest, it is fine, because compared to Brikama, we are struggling for chairs and classrooms, but here that struggle is not here.
He further stated his discomfort with the fact that the toilets have no labeling, hence both genders tend to use the same toilets. Binta Sow, a history major at the School of Education Faraba, said the life in Faraba is comfortable compared to Birkama. She also urged the government to provide sensors on the doors so that people with disabilities like the blind can easily go in and out of buildings.
When building the structure, I think they did not consider them much. I think they should look at that one too, those with disabilities, because if you look at the structure, it affects some of them. For example, let me give an example on the blind people. It will be difficult for some of them to even climb up. So I'm appealing to the government or to the ministry, like if they can have sensors on the door or sensors in the campus, whereas those sensors will be the one that will help those blind people to know their direction, where they are heading to, which will guide them.
Anna Manga, an economics student at the School of Education, stated that during her second week, electricity was a problem along with whiteboards for math students.
But you could see on Monday, a lot of students struggled towards the bus issue, which is transportation of coming to Faraba and leaving Faraba, which was an issue. And also looking at the type of areas that have been taught in School of Education and other sister school. Other sister school seems to be teaching more of mathematical areas, and therefore we need whiteboards where they can be doing either it's a calculation course. But you could see that I am an economics major, but two of my majors could not hold because there are no boards which the lecturers could use, and also electricity wasn't even available for them to use the overhead projector. So this was an issue that we faced in the second week, which I am quite disappointed.
She recommended the government and management to work on transportation and whiteboard. The University of the Gambia's Faraba campus, which had been under construction for over 8 years, was recently given to the UTG management by the Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Professor Per Gomez. The schools transferred to the Faraba campus are the School of Education, School of Information Technology, School of Arts and Sciences, and the School of Business and Public Administration. The Gambia Police Force, in collaboration with stakeholders including line ministries and agencies, yesterday 19 October 2023, embarked on a nationwide road clearing in the Greater Banjul area. During the clearing exercise, which began at Old Joshua, mechanic shops off the roadsides were cleared of vehicles, including other vehicles at a spare part shop, which led to a few commotions between the PIU officers and the youth of Old Joshua. Landing Bojang, Assistant Inspector General of Police Operations, expressed that footpaths for pedestrians being blocked has made it difficult for road users.
Whether walking by foot or whether you are on transport. And then some of the blockages, the obstructions, are not even safe as to their life, so in case of accident and other things. The advice I want to give here to the executive of the task force and the operatives: we are not compromising. We are not compromising the tax we are going to begin. Whosoever is being in that column, you'll be clear. We don't want to know who is who or who put you there or where do you come from. Once you are found liable, we are going to deal with you. The road must have to be cleared.
He further said all those obstructing the roads would be cleared without any compromise, as the clearing exercise is meant to keep people safe from road accidents. Modu Musa Sisao, acting PRO of police, highlighted that traffic congestions in the country is a concern, and he hopes that this operation will mitigate it.
But more importantly to that is that we are losing lives as a result of accidents, traffic accidents, which could be related. We are not saying exactly this parking of vehicles and also installations are the one causing the accidents. But generally looking at the traffic, the approach is a general approach, is holistic. We are looking at everything possible to ensure that the traffic is free. And one of them is the blockage. And secondly is also the installation, because the installations are where people should park. They are for pedestrians. And people would install their businesses around that, blocking the passage. As a result, people, instead of using that, now have to use the road. And all of this is a risk.
He also said that people installing their businesses on the footpaths would force pedestrians to use the roads, which has some risk that can lead to accidents. This road clearing initiative will include the demolition of permanent temporary structures, installations, livestock and road vendors that are in breach of the law governing road safety and public order. That's all we have for you today. Until we come your way again, I'm Njie on the VOD.